Yo, 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 what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to our final matchup of the night. It's been a long stream, and we are happy to be here to close it out. You've heard his beautiful voice many times today, but of course, as always, reintroducing him once again is a pleasure. What's going on, Mallow?
Mur, I'm happy to be here. I'm not gonna lie. I know I wasn't originally scheduled to be here, but I'm low key kind of happy I'm here because this matchup we're about to watch and cast is gonna be phenomenal. I can't wait to get started. I know we're kind of a little bit late here, but these two teams, it's gonna make for an exciting series.
Absolutely. And of course, those two teams that we are talking about staying in the Prospect League here is going to be the Flurry and the Wyverns, the 6th seed going up against the 7th seed. And we don't have to dwell on it too much. I know there's a lot of excitement in the last one, but Ember, the 8th seed, actually managed to take down the 4th seed. So that's one side of the grand finals confirmed for Prospect there.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and we just talked about the this being the sixth and seventh seed. So there's not a team 5 seed or higher, I guess you could say, 1 through 5 in the prospect playoffs anymore. So it's 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 exciting because it shows that the teams that have came through this playoff bracket through both the play-ins, if you're Ember, because they came in, if I recall, the ninth or 10th seed. Um, like your seed doesn't necessarily matter once you get into the playoffs because you are here for a reason. You're doing well, and that's why we're here in the semifinals with Flurry and Wyverns. They've been doing well. Wyverns looking for their back-to-back championship, like we saw with who was it earlier? Venganza going to the grand finals. They're looking to do their back-to-back. So, will we see another one here with the Wyverns winning? I don't know. I think both of these teams are good. Mur, who do you think is going to win?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, once you make it to this point, it's just about that one series. Your record before doesn't really matter. We've definitely seen a lot of upsets so far. This one, I don't think there's any potential for either side to really be an upset. Both of these two teams have showed that they can compete at the top in Flurry and the Wyverns. In this one, it's really tough to say. I think I would probably have to go with the Wyverns if I had to pick one team, just knowing their strengths. But I could easily see this going either direction. Um, what's your prediction for this matchup, Mallow?
Um, let's see. You know, oh man, it's hard to bet against Jaegers. Um, it really is. But both of these teams are really good. Uh, the the thing is, series scores sometimes doesn't tell the story. And I think that was the case earlier this evening. But I think uh, let's see. Sorry, trying to look at here. I had to take care of we had to take care of some lobby stuff. I think we had an extra person in here. But anyway, um, I I would say the Wyverns 4-2.
Okay, I could see that. Honestly, I think pretty much any prediction is going to be valid here, except maybe a sweep. I don't want to caster's cursed it, but I doubt we get a sweep here. But with that said, we are maybe going to be starting up as we do get the green light. We do get to go ahead, and we're just going to hop right back into this one. Flurry versus the Wyverns battling, seeing who gets to go to that grand final. And here we go. Starting off hot. Here comes Flurry trying to make an impact already. Jaegers off the roof, trying to get the ceiling touch over one. Does get to BigGuth. Almost gets a touch on net, but it's not quite accurate enough. And we really will be seeing, I think, a lot of speed in this game. We know that Flurry likes to go pretty much as fast as possible, led by Craze here. This should be a fast matchup, at least fast for the Prospect League, maybe. But it should be an interesting one here. I'm curious to ask you here, Mallow. Who are the players? And I'll just ask you this for Flurry. Who is the player that you're looking to kind of lead the charge against the Wyverns?
So you did mention Crates. Crates is definitely a good player to talk about there. Perk as well, Perky. He's also another good one. But I think really, to me, it's going to be who you would have to see, stick themselves in and keep as a solid third person would be Sunlight. Sunlight, as we see the Wyvern score here on a counter attack, Crates just getting out 50 there a little bit. Jaeger's missing that one. That was a little bit surprising. I would have expected him to touch it, but Wyvern's going up early here. Sunlight, I think, is going to be the dark horse for the Flurry team because, to me, he came from Novice last season. So, it's a different gameplay here. I don't know if this is their typical lineup. I could be wrong. I don't. He is the highest MMR, so he might be. But MMR at this point doesn't matter, right? That's all about chemistry. And Sunlight, I think, is going to be the person to watch out for. Need to see if he, is able to continue his place as the top MMR on Flurry and able to keep up with this newly prospect speed compared to Novice.
Absolutely, and we're witnessing some great plays already coming out. You saw a fantastic by Crates a few seconds ago there. Wyvern's going to start this one out, and they might extend it. Sunlight, with a great save on the goal line, does manage to block that one away. Wyvern's looking threatening as Jaegers tries to take the shot, but I think that one actually got blocked out by BigGuth himself. Might be a little bit of unfortunate happenings there. The Wyverns continue to try and take possession here. Now Perky gets his chance, hits it. It's a slow touch towards the defender. Now Draco on the other side trying to get this one through. Can't quite find the touch that he wants, and a little bit of back and forth in the midfield here. Draco gonna try to control it. Licks a little bit early, can't keep the possession, and now it's Jaegers all alone in the back. Sunlight going for the double touch, can't find it, but the follow-up shot is good. Jaegers almost able to make the save, but won't quite be able there.
Yeah, good pass there by Sunlight. I don't know if Perky was just going for a fake or what, but either way, Jaegers didn't really fall for it, but Crate's still able to sneak that in, and the Flurry team have now tied this up with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this game one.
They've had a couple of opportunities. That's the first one they've been able to take. Either way, it is a tied game. Wyverns might be feeling like they should be up one, but these things happen. You have to play the cards that you're dealt. It's Wyverns trying to push back the other side. Jaegers with a shot on net. BigGuth gonna go all in. Now it's just Draco alone at the back. Tries to take it to the corner. Tries to get the touch, but it's right to Sunlight, and Sunlight with the bounce shot manages to put it in the back of the net.
That was a good little touch there by Crates to send it back out directly to Sunlight, given no room for error on the touch. And then Sunlight able to place it perfectly. Flurry up now 2-1 in this game number one. And Wyverns, they need to answer quickly here. Otherwise, they could, of course, I say that and Flip would scream at me for saying it, but Wyverns, they need to answer quickly here. Otherwise, it could be a tough game two for them, going down 1-0.
It is always nice to get that first game. Of course, it feels bad when you don't. But it's not the most important game necessarily. It's just a nice little momentum boost, just a sign of, okay, we got one game, that means we could get 3 more, theoretically. But either way, the Wyverns will definitely not be giving up that quickly. They've still got a full minute. Here comes Jaegers with the dribble. Tries to get it through the defense. Can't quite find an opening. And the attack continues the other way. As Draco lobs one up. This could be awkward. It looked like there was a little bit of a bump attempt there. Didn't really lead to much. That could have been a good pass over, but fortunately no one there to take the shot. Now Draco tries to find it through, but the ball is getting cleared over and over again. Now back the other way. Draco can't make the touch, but Jaegers can, and that one's all the way through. Crates did not expect his teammate had full trust, and that trust proved to be misplaced.
Yeah, I think Crates definitely expected Perky to get that touch there, and it was close, but Perky just not quick enough on that. Now we're tied up with 33 seconds remaining, and will we see an overtime here in game one? I don't know, but I would fully expect it with how back and forth they've been so far.
It's definitely possible, but there's a bump play being attempted here. Sunlight gets it through, and jaegers can't quite stop it. And just like that, as quickly as they lost it, Flurry's back in the lead.
Well, you're not going to get it at overtime if you're not tied. So Flurry said we don't want that, and Flurry scored there rather quickly after that answer goal by jaegers. 20 seconds remaining, and nice little save there by Perky, popping up his car, potentially saving a goal there.
That one looked like it probably was going to be on target right off the kickoff. That was a clutch save, like you said. This one's centered though. Draco is met by Crattess at the goal line. Perky trying to get this one out. It's still popped up, but Sunlight's going to hit it away. This is going to be a tough read. BigGuth trying to make it happen. The ball's still in the air. Still possible, although it will be difficult. jaegers keeping it up, so is Draco. And this game of hot potato gets extended just a little bit longer. Now jaegers to Guth. Over to the ground, but that mistouch is unfortunate. I thought we might be able about to see a miracle there, but instead Flurry does hold on, and they managed to take the ever crucial game 1.
Yeah, BigGuth there did exactly what he should have done in that situation, and you had to see how hard that ball was going to get hit. But at the same time, when that happens, you lose your forward momentum, which you need at that point in time. So BigGuth unable to complete the touch that he wanted to, and it just went straight to the ground here. But Flurry winning an exciting game 1 here. 7 shots by the Wyverns, 8 shots by Flurry, and the defense by both teams have been rather impressive so far.
Yeah, both teams with quite a few saves, 4 for Flurry, 5 for the Wyverns. There's been a lot of offense, and of course when that happens, there's usually a good amount of defense as well, unless you're misplaying on offense. And both teams have looked pretty solid in those areas. I know both of these teams are pretty offensively heavy. So far, it has been a battle. Now, Wyverns are definitely not going to want to go down 0-2. They're going to want a strong start to this game, be able to work their way back in the series. We'll see how that pans out. jaegers trying to come off the wall, can't quite find the touch. Perky now trying to send one the other direction, over to Crattess, who does get the beat. It's going to be an awkward bounce. We'll see who gets there first. Sunlight can't quite find the touch. Draco, the controlling touch, but he can't get back to that one either. This one going to be sent out. Double commit by Flurry. And Crattess is there, but neither Crattess nor I think it was Sunlight was up. Neither of them could quite get the touch on net. They're sent away once again. Now Sunlight gonna have to do well. He does. Sends it as far as jaegers, but that one actually gets past him. Now Draco left in an awkward spot. He has to get something here. Does manage to do so. As this one once again in the Flurry half. A little bit slow there as that one sent over, but Sunlight just gets back in time. And Wyverns trying to apply this pressure now. That's gonna be an awkward ball. Crattess does well to deal with it. Flurry escapes danger once again, although it might only be temporary. Draco trying to get this off the backboard, gets one, gets the pinch, and jaegers almost gets the dunk on net. Guth with the shot, can't quite find it. The top left was open. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite place it in there, and already we are seeing a very strong attack here from the Wyverns. jaegers dives in, but he can't make a touch. And now it's finally sent the other way. Can Crattess get something going? He'll get off the backboard, but good stop by Draco. Ensures that no follow through can really come through. And this one, I mean, so far I thought game 1 was going to be offensively heavy Mallow, but it looks like game 2 is just going to push that narrative further.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially once the teams start to warm up against each other and see how they're going to play against each other. You'll see some strategies change here and some warming up done, I guess you could say, knowing where people will show up, what they're going to do. Flurry with a lot more offensive demos this game here compared to game 1, and the passing by the Wyverns here has been really good so far. And right now, it's a matter of who controls the mid. That's kind of where we're at right now, Murph.
Yeah, no, I definitely have to agree, and I think the passing has been highlight for the Wyverns. Unfortunately, the finishing has not, and that's kind of the most important part of the process. They've had a clear few opportunities where they could just put that ball on net, and it's probably a goal. We're still at a 0-0 game for now.
Oh.
Guth trying to get the double touch, can't quite find the second. Jaegers will try, but the Wyverns might have overcommitted. Crattess tries to fire it the other direction, can't quite get it, but Perky can. That one's gonna go through, and Perky snipes that bottom left.
That was good. That was a good placement there by Perky. Draco, I think he wanted that ball to go up against the wall and stay there. Unfortunately, it just bounced right back out, and it gave the Flurry team an opportunity to get ahead here, and that's exactly what they did. A minute and 56 remaining, 1-0 Flurry lead.
And we're back in a familiar position in the series so far, but Guth trying to change that. Does find the shot, but it's not quite strong enough. Now here comes Crattess. Once again, the same position, looking for the dunk. Jaegers barely avoids, getting completely dusted. The ball sent right back at Wyvern's net. They have to play a little bit more defense before they can gear up and attack. It's a great defensive demo by Jaegers. It will mean Sunlight is back. Now there's a pass to the midfield. And once again, it's a Wyvers member who saves it. I don't know if that one was going to be able to go through. But I feel like that should have been a goal there, Mallow.
Oh, absolutely, it should have been. But that's the downside of bumping and trying to demo in front of the net sometimes, right? Especially when you have slow rollers like that. And unfortunately, I think that's the second time now we've seen the Wyverns basically save their own goal, as Perky on the other side with a pass from Sunlight, making this game 2-0 here. Game 2, and Draco, I'm not sure what. I guess he expected it to bounce off differently or something, but the Flurry offense, they're coming alive.
And that's just so unfortunate for the Wyverns. I mean, you felt like surely they were going to get a goal on the other side, but instead it's essentially a 2-goal swing, not in their favor, as this could have been a tie game. But for Wyverns, you can't dwell on that now. 42 seconds, and your job just got a whole lot tougher. It was a great play by Flurry, though, I will say. They've got some good passing plays of their own, as Crattess just barely makes the save.
Oh,
and
no.
the fast counterattack comes out. Flurry has taken this game by storm.
Yeah, Perk getting his hat trick for this game, just sending it past that defense as they creeped up at that third man. BigGuth, I think he was expecting Draco or Jaegers, I'm not sure who it was, but expecting them to get to that ball and just wasn't able to. Now, the Flurry, they're going to get this game too. And if you're the Wyverns, what do you need to do here coming up in Game 3 to get back into this series?
That's the question for the ages, and now you've gone down 0-2. You really don't want to go down 0-3. That's a fantastic save by Jaegers, and I have been really impressed by Wyvern's defense for a lot of these plays, but they just need to kind of hit their shots on offense. I mean, they've been doing good on defense. They've been doing good passing and opening up space and creating chances on offense. But when it comes down to the fact of the matter, they just can't put that final touch on it. They just can't get that last hit past Flurry's defense, which Flurry's defense has been great. And I gotta wonder here, Mallow. I mean, of course it's gotta be a full team effort when you're going up against a team like this. But who is the player that you're looking to step up in this series for the Wyverns?
Um, looking at this, I mean, both teams have been really good, and all players on the Wyverns, which by the way, we are getting a Wyverns timeout now. I think it's a good call here. Do this early, try to stop that momentum, talk about it, see what you need to do differently here. And I'm thinking, whoever is your third man, right? I don't know who it is all the time, if it's the same person. But whoever that third man is, I would just say whoever that is just needs to keep an eye on the rotations, because you're an aggressive team. So you're going to want to watch out for those big clears. We've already seen it happen a couple of times now. So you want to watch out for those big clears. Maybe change up the offensive push a little bit. Maybe that's what needs to happen. I'm not quite sure what they're going to say or do here, but for me, it's going to be whoever that third man is. Just pay attention to what your position is on the field. Keep an eye on what the other players are doing. And the one thing I will say that I haven't seen so far this series is I haven't seen a lot of double commits. There's the other than those first two, especially on the Wyverns being so close together in front of the goal, which we saw two own saves essentially. Um, Positioning has been rather okay for the most part. It's just that third man for Wyverns. So whoever that third man Wyverns is, just back up just a little bit onto the other side of the halfway point and just wait for that ball, because it's either getting pinched or it's just getting sent. So that's what I would say would have to change here for the Wyverns, Mir.
Yeah, and definitely, I think a lot of good stuff there. I mean, there's always, when you go down 0-2 and you're losing heartbreaking games like this, sometimes it's just one thing,
Uh-oh.
and you really don't want to see them go down this early again. They narrowly avoid it there. Jaegers will be able to clear that ball out. That was almost disaster, but it doesn't strike this time. And the Wyverns, I mean, that can be the problem with an overly aggressive play style, as we see right there. The third man is just a little bit too far forward, not ready for the clear by Crattess, and it's just a kind of an easy goal for Flurry on the other end.
Yeah, it is. And once again, early goal here by the Flurry team. And here in game 3, that's not what you want to see if you are a Wyverns fan. So can the Wyverns answer early or answer quickly here? We'll see. But Perky almost getting another goal there.
And that would have definitely been unfortunate. Right now it looks like Flurry is getting everything they want. They're getting the pressure, they're getting the saves. Well, there is a light double commit there, as well as a bump on the other end, but the shot can't quite be put on target. jaegers almost gets it himself, and it's just off the crossbar. It's so close, but once again, I mean, Mallow, how many times have we, called that a goal has almost gone in for the Wyverns? It feels like they're just an inch away from success in this series.
Yeah, and but that time it wasn't an own save, if you will. As, oh my goodness, Crattess gets it past that defense. I think there was a good a 50 there or something. It was a bump by Sunlight. Sunlight getting that bump. BigGuth, he was back there. I'm not sure what happened there on the positioning, but that once again, that third man, that last man back, looked like they're getting caught out of position again for the Wyverns, and now Flurry, they're taking advantage of it, and that's one of the biggest things that you can say is definitely going well for the Flurry team, is they're taking advantage of these mistakes.
And they definitely have been. I mean, I don't know if they're consciously like calming and noticing, because if they've been able to realize how much the Wyverns are overcommitting, then they realize that all they have to do is save a couple shots, and then they're going to have an opportunity on the other end, but they can't do it this time. BigGuth manages to come in and finally gets one in what seems like forever on the board for the Wyverns.
Yeah, the Wyverns finally breathing some life now, getting that goal, cutting that lead into half now, down by 1, 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, 2-1 Flurry. This is pretty much a do-or-die situation. What?
Wait a second.
Wait, what just happened?
I think I need a replay on this. Oh, Sunlight tried to take the dribble, and that's a little bit unfortunate. I'm sure the Wyverns won't be complaining there, as we've got an even scoreline in the game for the first time in what feels like a while. Now let's see if the Wyverns can build on that little bit of fortune that has gone their way. Sunlight trying to remedy the issue immediately himself. Shoots just a little bit too high, but this really is, I mean, kind of joking, but I'm mostly serious. This really is the time where the Wyverns need to strike and push forward, as BigGuth gets a great shot on net. But once again, it's a great save on defense from Flurry. They're able to easily bat that one away. Wyverns trying to play patiently in their corner, but maybe a little bit too patiently. jaegers manages to get it out. Now potentially another shot on net by BigGuth. jaegers jumping for that one. won't be able to make contact, and it kind of feels like they're not learning from their mistakes, but maybe they don't have to learn from their mistakes. As BigGuth takes advantage of a poor clear, and that's another goal for the Wyverns.
The Wyverns finally on top of the scoreboard here in this game 3 now, and the Wyverns definitely have some life in them in a definite win situation, in my opinion. You definitely don't want to go down 3-0 in a best of 7 because it is by far one of the most difficult things to do.
Yeah, we have only ever seen, if any, I think we've had a couple of reverse sweeps in best of 7s, but not very many. And you never want to be the team that is asked to do that. It's a hard feat. Winning a game here feels like it's absolutely crucial for the Wyverns to have any chance in this series. And they're doing all right now. A minute 47 left. They just have to hang on to this lead as they are going to try to push for another one. This one's off the backboard. That is a commit by the third man, but this time he gets a good 50. And this time the ball's headed straight for the net. It's just going to go post and in. And BigGuth add another one to the tally, give my man a hat trick.
Yeah, BigGuth went to the gym today because my goodness, what a 50 there off the top of the car. And one of the things I've noticed that's transpired in the last 2 minutes, Murr, is that Flurry has been doing a lot more double commits, a lot more mistakes than we've seen previously. So will they correct that after this game here? We'll see. But hey, it's still not over. We got about a
jaegers
minute.
With the double touch as he sinks it. Now Wyverns got the momentum, and now they're feeling themselves. What a beautiful goal by jaegers. Absolutely slamming that one. He doesn't need any help with that.
Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh, what a shot there by jaegers. Great job there by him. And yeah, it's great job here by the Wyverns so far in this game 3. I was going to say that it's not over yet, but it's definitely a lot closer on this game 3.
And, you know, we were just talking about when Flurry had the lead, how the Wyverns might be out of it, but they have not taken themselves out of it quite yet. They're looking to take this game, and it's looking like they will. That could easily give them a head back in the series. This one will get sent out. jaegers trying to go up for it as well. A little bit of a double commit, but Wyverns will not be satisfied ever with the scoreline. They always seem to want more. You gotta respect them for that. This BigGuth trying to get this one downfield, gets it past one, can't quite find the net. Flurry's still under even more pressure here. Now with 30 seconds to go, it's pretty much an impossible feat for Flurry to come back. And I'm curious what changed here, Mallow. I mean, do you think it's just Flurry maybe getting more nervous, or what might have been the turning point in this game so far?
I think they may have, which is hard to believe considering what we've seen, but I think they actually changed their rotations a little bit. They're less staying on the ball in the front side as 1 and 2 man, and they're actually rotating back out a little bit, and they're not just staying in there, which would cause that third man to be a little more passive or a little less likely to go. And I think that's what may have happened here, because we're definitely seeing a lot more of the 1 touches or 2 touches and get out by this Wyverns team, as they get 6 goals in this game number 3, which is exactly what they needed here to stay in this series.
And am I misremembering, or did they start off 0-2 in this game?
Yeah, they were down 2-0.
Oh wow! So a 6-goal swing. I mean, if you want to talk about momentum, that's exactly the kind of momentum you want when you're down in the series, down in the game, and you come back. I don't know where they found it from. I do think part of it was due to Flurry making some critical mistakes, but the Wyverns seem to have found their footing. And if they can keep that going, then we'll definitely have a series on our hands. They'll still want to avoid going to match point this time, so curious to see what they're going to do. If they're going to keep the same strategy, keep up the same attack plan. Also what Flurry manages to do. That's awkward touch. This one going to get sent middle, but Great defense by the Wyverns to keep it out. Early in the game, we won't get any early goals this time. As Jaegers coming off the ceiling, looking for the shot just off the post. BigGuth not able to find the follow-up. Jaegers will be back first to this one as well. Trying to just play keep away, make sure there's absolutely no possible way to Flurry to score, but now it's Draco by himself. That's a great clear. Gets the one touch to send it all the way back into Flurry's zone. If they can get clears like that, they'll be just fine in this series. It's the ball sent right back into their half. A little bit of awkwardness as there's not much boost for the Wyverns. Jaegers will pick up some, and that's a miss actually. BigGuth gonna get another one to his name, and this time it's just the defensive Flurry that can't quite rise up to the challenge.
Yeah, the mistakes they're getting capitalized on. Wyverns capitalizing on those mistakes, something that we didn't see a lot of as far as mistakes from the Flurry team. But now, a quick response by Sunlight here, and we're still tied up basically 0-0 with 4:04 remaining.
And just as easily as it comes, it can go as Sunlight just patiently waiting for BigGuth, who unfortunately does miss on that back line for the Wyverns. Another tie game. And yep, nothing lost, nothing gained here for either team. As back to that equal score line. BigGuth actually with another big miss, and Sunlight once again is going to be the one to take advantage. We were just talking about Flurry's mistakes, but now the Wyverns who look a little bit uncomfortable on defense.
And it looked like a bit of a ghost touch there too. It kind of rubber banded and curved a little bit, but you know, Rocket League said nope, you missed, and once again capitalizing on that mistake. That I think that's going to be pretty much a big talk for the rest of the series at this point if we continue seeing this, Murph.
Yeah, so far, I mean, both teams have been, for the most part, playing pretty well, but it did kind of feel like at a certain point, the games have turned more into about which team will make less mistakes, not which one will make more outplays. Now it's Wyverns on the end of making more mistakes. That's a big double commit. Crattess, if he can turn this fast enough, might just have an open net. He won't be able to get on target, is able to get mid. That one's out to Jaegers, who just hits it downfield. Not much boost to do much with. Draco trying to get a touch, but he can't quite find it himself. Perky will get a shot towards the net, and it's another miss on the defense. I mean, that is just 3 very free goals for Flurry this game.
Yeah, these mistakes are brutal, and Flurry taking advantage of it right now. Going up in this game 3-1 with 3 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. This Wyverns team, they need to get their act together if they want to stay in this and not go down to match point.
And now their job gets a lot harder. But they do have quite a bit of time to go. Flurry, I mean, this game they've just played solid. And that's all they've really needed to do is Draco with the miss on the goal line. Luckily, BigGuth is there, but Crattess will get it past the last defender. And Flurry now running away with this game 4.
Oh, man. It's not looking good for the Wyverns right now. But you still got half of this game to go. You can score 3 goals in that time frame, so don't get out of it yet. You still got plenty of time. Just watch those double commits. Oh, what a dunk there by Crattess, getting that ball downfield and almost into the goal. And just keep it going. Make sure you don't make the mistakes you've been making. But as I say that, we see that little bit of a double commit there for that ball.
Yeah, and so far now it's been a big lead, but Jaegers is going to try and cut at least part of it down. Score line cut down to 2, and takes advantage of just a little bit of slowness from the defense there on Flurry's end.
Yeah, the spacing was just enough to be able to get by both defenders that were coming across from each direction, and Jaegers with the good placement on that ball. But Crattess on this kickoff, I thought he was going to be able to catch that ball, but Flurry, they're down by, up by 2 now instead of the 3 they were.
And now they might be down by another, or up by another, I should say, as Jaegers gets the double touch off the goal line. Now that lead is looking a lot less intimidating.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted to do if you're the Wyverns. Don't let the lead intimidate you. Crawl back into this. It's possible, and that's exactly what they're showing here, is that they can definitely score multiple goals in a row and hold them to that 4 goals. But I don't know if that's going to be too much longer. Sunlight almost gets that one in, but a good save by Draco.
That's the type of saves that we really want to be seeing out of the Wyverns to continue this series. Here comes Sunlight, though. Can't quite find the read. The follow-up is awkward, actually. Perky might be in trouble. Won't be this time, but still a little bit of danger. Still potentially an opportunity for the Wyverns. We're just in danger themselves. Jaeger's going to have to make a save here, but he can't. Spins around, but there's nothing left to do, and Flurry back in the lead, extending it once more.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Still, there's plenty of time. If you're a Wyverns fan or if you're on the Wyverns, don't freak out yet. Just got to answer pretty quickly here. I know what Jaegers was looking at. I bet he thought that thing was going to hit the crossbar, but alas, it did not. So here we are, and Jaegers with the save, trying to send it out, and it gets sent to the Flurry side.
Wyverns might have another chance to attack here. Draco taking his time, but takes a little bit too much. And he'll lose his life for that. Perky trying to push it down the other end. Here comes a shot on net, and someone's got to be there to save that. Jaegers can't quite get back, and once again, it's just a near miss from the Wyverns. As Flurry's lead now, they've almost overcome this so far, the Wyverns have, but now there's a lot less time to do so.
Yeah, I won't say that was the dagger, but that definitely hurts your chances of coming back into this. The defense of the Wyverns here has been questionable the past couple of goals. I'm not sure what's going on, but BigGuth, I thought that was going to go in, but BigGuth here going to try and lead some more offense for the Wyverns and potentially try and get them back into this.
Now it seems like Flurry is getting a little bit overconfident. Guth almost had the shot. I think he just barely had it, but couldn't quite get the finishing touch as they're going for a pinch here. And Flurry looks very confident now. I think in their mind they've already won the game, and in reality they might have already won the game as well. As at a certain point in this game, I don't know exactly what it was. It seemed like almost after the Wyverns had started their comeback, the Flurry just seemed to pick it up, and they looked a lot faster. Started going for these mechanics instead of just taking simple shots at net. But it seems like Flurry is very confident, and for good reason, going up 3-1 now. It's going to take a lot here, Mallow, for Wyverns to come back from this deficit.
Yeah, it is, and you've already called your timeout here, so you can't call another one. So I'd like the call on calling the timeout. Unfortunately, if you can't capitalize, it can hurt you, and I think in this case, I think it may have. The amount of shots though that Flurry had here, 14 shots. But no saves. That's I think the most telling stat in this entire thing is Flurry had 0 saves. Wyverns had 4 shots, but they made 3 of them. So Wyverns were getting them on. They just didn't have enough.
Yeah, I mean, they had some good shots, and the opportunities they had, they were able to take, but felt like too much of the game. They were just locked in their own half, with at the mercy of Flurry. Also giving up some goals that, once again, we have to call it like we see it, just should not have really been opportunities for Flurry in the first place. They're definitely going to need to clean up those mistakes here if they want to bring this one back now. Down 3-1, they do need 3 in a row to make it. It's not impossible. It's slightly better than a reverse sweep, but I'm sure that Flurry is feeling pretty comfortable right now with the way things are going. We do get started here, heading into game number 5. This one, a little bit of awkwardness off the defense. Perky actually dusts the attacker, but unfortunately he dusts him and puts it into his own goal.
I was just about to praise Perky too, because he has been by far one of the best players in this lobby, doing excellent work for Flurry, and I guess at this point doing excellent work for Wyverns, getting that own goal there. But I know if I'm the Wyverns, I'll take that.
Yeah, almost reminiscent of the only game so far that the Wyverns have won where there was that Sunlight own goal and just blew up into a Wyverns 6-goal game, but plenty of time left in this one. Flurry could still easily come back. Still, you're the Wyverns, you love to see it. Love to get a little bit of momentum on your side, and as good as Flurry has looked on pretty much every angle of the ball, they haven't looked like they're not going to make mistakes. Wyverns will still have opportunities, as evident here. This one going to be off the post, and Sunlight almost able to get in. It is an open net, and Crattess will be there to finish. Once again, the Flurry pressure is just a little too much for the Wyverns to handle.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a double commit there, but it's understandable. Good attempt there by the Wyverns defense, but the Flurry offense just too much. Crattess able to send that one home, and now it's tied back up with 3:44 remaining.
And a tie game once again. This one is, of course, the utmost important. From here on out, Wyverns cannot lose another game. They are sent home for the season. So here comes Guth. Does get a touch center. Jaegers able to be first to that one as well. Will bounce a little awkwardly off the corner. Jaegers trying to get the shot on net, but he's not quite able to get the touch. This one's a little bit spooky for Flurry, actually, as Sunlight air dribbling it to nobody in particular. Crattess barely able to make the touch. I thought Sunlight was about to own goal the exact same way that Perky did earlier. But this time he does make a nice save. Still, Flurry under a little bit of pressure here. Looks like they will be able to deal with it. Sunlight able to get this one out. Now Guth gonna have to be the one to make the save. Nice little passing play forward. Gets past one defender. Crattess doesn't have much boost. Sunlight will be able to take control, getting that past one. Draco gets the touch, gets the 50. Who will be first to this ball? It's Jaegers this time, but it's a little bit of a weak touch. Not really much threat there. This one a little bit awkward. Can't quite find it from the Wyverns or Flurry's side, and things have settled down a little bit here, but I feel like you can feel the tension. The Wyverns are trying to keep that pressure going, but if Flurry can just find one goal, I mean, it might be over for the Wyverns, who are really trying to press, really trying to make this happen. That Flurry defense, I mean, once again, it just looks sometimes, when they are actually playing defense, it looks almost unbreakable.
Yeah, and so far I think if you ask me, for the most part, I think they're actually both playing a little more passive than usual too. No one wants to give up a goal here and either potentially cost the series for your team, or potentially make you go into a game 6 here, I should say, because you don't want to be the reason why the momentum potentially shifts.
Yeah, and that's always a big thought in the back of your heads when you're in one of these cars on the pitch. Some people deal with it better than others, as Sunlight trying to prove that he has the ice. Can't quite get it past the defense. Guth will take control, but he doesn't have much boost to follow up. In fact, almost nobody on the Wyverns has any boost at all. They are able to find a little bit, but Perky sends it back in, looking for the bump now. This ball is just going over and over in the corner. Sunlight looking for the touch. Crattess follows up, and that one might be shot on net. It's just barely rolling into the corner, and perfect placement there by Perky. What a shot.
Yeah, what a shot by Perky, the man of the series, in my opinion. While I talked about Sunlight being the wild card, he actually was really good. But Perky, the main player of the Flurry here, getting the majority of the goals, if I'm not mistaken. So Perky getting that goal, getting the Flurry the lead with 45 seconds remaining.
And now time is of the absolute essence for the Wyverns. They only have so much of it, and they have to get one more goal for face going out in the semifinals. Draco tries to get this one towards net, but Perky is just waiting patiently, trying to send it over to his teammate. Jaegers gets a touch out. Now Boost is running low. A good pass over to Jaegers, and a great finish. Jaegers absolutely slots that one. The Wyverns are not out of this just yet.
That was picture perfect, and good pass there by BigGuth. Jaegers sending that ball behind the Flurry defense. They were just a little too far up front on that goal. Now we're tied up with 19 seconds remaining. Are we going to overtime, or are we going to finish in regulation? We'll see.
And last time there was some very, very late game heroics by Flurry. See if it happens again. This one's going to be awkward. Jaegers there to deal with it. Might be able to get an attack of his own. He won't quite this time as Draco getting it over to BigGuth. The overtime bell will ring though, and we do get, I believe, our first overtime actually of the entire series, as the stakes are as high as they've ever been in this one before. This one could end right here though. Jaegers can't make the touch, and Crattess, who else but him to put it in the back of the net. It's Flurry take it in 5.
What a pass there by Sunlight, and adjustment by Crates there was top notch. Flurry getting this in 5, the gentleman's sweep, if you will, and this entire Flurry team, they're going to the grand finals. And Wyverns not winning it back to back. We're guaranteed new champions in Prospect League.
And that we are also guaranteed basically at this point everyone's an underdog who's left, so we're guaranteed an underdog victory. Huge congratulations to the Flurry boys. I mean, they absolutely deserve this one. Everyone on the team played fantastic and showed out for their organization. A 4-1 scoreline, and I do think the Wyverns, they gave it all they had. Some of those games were really close, but at the end of the day, Flurry just a little bit better on the day, and they managed to get the job done. So congratulations to them. That will be the Prospect semifinals all wrapped up. Now it's just left to be seen. Will it be Ember or will it be Flurry who take home the crown? That one, of course, coming later next week. We've still got some other semifinals to get out of the way on Wednesday. But yeah, some amazing games today. Hope you guys all enjoyed the stream as always. Thank you for casting and casting previously as well, Mallow. I hope your voice isn't in too much turmoil, but it's been absolute blast casting with you. Um, and yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for tonight. So thanks for hanging out with us, guys, and we will see you again on Wednesday.